Welcome to another episode of Caribbean Moms. This is the podcast where we talk about things that are relevant to all you mothers out there in the Caribbean and Trinidad and Tobago. And today we have a really interesting topic for all you mothers who are expecting and really want to set up a very nice nursery for your child. This episode is brought to you by Sherwin Williams. Find everything you need for your next DIY paint project with Sherwin Williams Paints and Stains, high quality supplies in one of our 14 paint stores throughout Trinidad and Tobago. We are speaking with Nikolai Nyron of Sherwin Williams. He is the manager for the Sherwin Williams South office, and he's going to walk us through all of the things that you need to do to get that nursery ready. Nikolai, welcome to Caribbean Moms Podcast.
Hi, Laura. Thanks for having me.
Brilliant. So, we are talking about getting the nursery ready, Nikolai. Now, you know that it's really exciting when you have a baby coming, and you want to just create this beautiful, beautiful space for your child. So let's start at the beginning. Let's jump right into it. What are some of the things you need to consider when when you're thinking about setting up a nursery? And this is for people who may not have ever set up a nursery ever. First time, it could be people who they had children before, but for the first time they're setting up a nursery, or new parents, new mothers.
So firstly, there are numerous things to consider when painting a nursery. So it ranges from the color of the nursery to the finish of the paint, whether it be a satin or flat. And in this whole process, it could be very tasking. But fortunately, at Sherwin Williams, all our locations, we could aid in this process. But I would say the main thing is safety.
Okay, so safety in terms of what types of paint that you choose. So it will start with you choosing a color for the nursery, obviously. So when you talk about safety, are you talking about the type of paints that you choose to put on the walls? Because there are fumes, some paints might be toxic. What are we looking for?
Most definitely, you want to choose a paint that contains zero to low VOCs. So there are a lot of paints on the market that contain volatile organic compounds. That's what VOCs stand for. And these VOCs are toxic ingredients that emit solvent through the paint that can be harmful to both children, to anyone really and truly, any human being. So it's best that you choose a paint product or a paint line that emits zero to low VOCs, especially for a nursery or hospitals.
Okay, great. And when it comes to color, are there particular colors that you would advise that are best for a nursery? Do you want something? I might be somebody who likes something a little loud. I like bright colors. What kind of advice you would give to choosing colors for the nursery?
So in terms of colors, I would definitely recommend pastel colors as well as bright and saturated colors for an accent wall because those colors are very stimulating for a young toddler.
Okay, that makes sense. So you want something calming and soothing.
Yes.
And I guess it will also be soothing for the parent as well. Like if you spend time in the nursery breastfeeding or just spending time with the child, you want to feel at peace as well.
Yes, definitely. You want that relaxing, calm feel to it, especially when you're spending and bonding time with that young one.
Do you have specific colors at Sherwin Williams that maybe you could recommend? Name particular types of colors that you could recommend.
Oh, most definitely. So on our Sherwin Williams website, we have a whole section that is specific to nurseries or early childcare. So we have that on our website, as well as in terms of inspiration, you could follow us on Pinterest, where we have another section that's dedicated strictly for nurseries. It would give you the best types of combinations for rooms based on the colors that you like, the different tones, the different shades. So we are well prepared at Sherwin to facilitate in this nursery process and early childcare with both
Oh,
paint products and colors.
oh my God, I love Pinterest. You could spend hours and hours on Pinterest getting ideas. I did not know you all
Most
were there.
definitely.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
exciting. That is the best place because that's where a lot of women go to get ideas. So, guys,
A lot of
Sherwin Williams is
architects
on
as well,
Pinterest.
interior designers, would
Yes.
definitely utilize Pinterest. It's a good way to lose yourself as well.
It is. It's a rabbit hole for sure. Okay, so we have chosen the paints. We have safe paints. We have our lovely colors. We got a lot of great ideas from Sherwin Williams' page on Pinterest. How do we go about
Yes.
preparing the room?
Okay, so preparation. Preparation. You need to have a, a dull wall, a dry wall, and a clean wall. So most definitely what you'd want to do is start off cleaning the wall. So you wash the wall, you wipe it and you rinse it. You make sure that it's dry. And if it's too shiny, you definitely want to give that wall a slight sand or a slight scuff before cleaning. And then you just start the process. So
Okay.
preparation is the big step in achieving that true color that you want, that true finish that you need to see. Uh, we have a whole painter's equipment list at Sherwin Williams as well. So we are well equipped from start to finish for this project. So you'd need to want to get stuff like your sanding sponge, your caulking in case there's any holes or cracks that you need to fill. You need drop cloths, you need rags, you need your painter's tape, your still sticks for your paint, just in case it may clump up. Your paint rollers, your roller covers, your trays, your paint brushes, and of course your paint itself.
Oh, nice, nice. So it really is a big one-stop shop.
Pretty much we walk you through everything. So by the time you come in and you say, "Hi, I'm looking to paint a nursery," we automatically think our low to zero VOC paints, such as our low VOC paints would be Duration Home and our most premium product, Emerald. But
Mm.
if you narrow it down, let's say you're in a room with you're in a house and someone has cancer, or you are definitely expecting a rough birth or something like that, we'd automatically think, well, okay, we need to be super safe. Let's recommend our super paint, air purifying technology, interior product.
Oh, guys, you'll have thought of everything, Nikolai. Everything.
Yes, and that super paint helps improve the indoor quality one coat at a time. It
Right.
aids in reducing the VOC levels from potential sources such as carpets, cabinets, and stuff like that, all where you could get in those nooks and crannies. Yes, it helps in that regard.
Good. So we're not just
Fabrics
talk
as well.
right. So we're not just talking about painting walls, but you have may have cabinetry. You might have a crib that you may want to paint as
Yes.
well. Talk about those. What kinds of paint should we use on those items?
Or we could still use the super paint. We just have to make sure that the surface that we're applying it onto is most definitely prepared. So you have to make
Okay.
sure that it's primed well with abundant primer, and we could utilize the super paint as well.
Okay. And when you're painting, because I tried painting my walls for Christmas, and I'd already paint. So do you do one coat of paint or you do two coats? What's necessary?
We usually recommend 2 coats of paint once the surface is primed properly.
Mm-hmm.
So it offers that true color that I was speaking about initially, and
Right.
that true effect. Yeah.
Okay. And you spoke about tools that you all have. You have all the tools. You have a little kit that you give that a customer can purchase. What is best for applying paint on the nursery walls? Is it a paintbrush? Is it a roller? What's the best tool to use for application?
So as you were alluding to, we are all well prepared at Sherwin Williams. So we actually have a guide which roller you could use either a roller or a brush with any paint at our shops. But we have a guide which roller would give you the best finish with this product as opposed which
Mm-hmm.
brush would give you the best finish with this product. So we already have that step outlined for you, and it's just to simply recommend which product we would use. You just need
Right.
to say, I would like to get a roller to paint this, or I would prefer to use a brush to paint with this product, and we would recommend the best suitable option.
So what if you're a bit creative and you want to do a little sparkle on the wall, or you want to like create a mural or something? Do you have tools that, what tools would you recommend that people use for items to do, that kind of work?
So definitely, I think artists would definitely have children as well, and they are more on the creative side of things. So you will get some like abstract work. They want to do like three colors on their accent wall. So we would have the tape, we would have the drop cloth so that they make sure they don't, spill anything. But the tape is definitely a key thing to give you that abstract finish or that extra creative side. So you just tape off your walls. I've seen inspirations where they've done like three triangles on a wall, one large one, a medium, and a small one. And to get that effect, you just need to use your tape, make sure that you apply it properly and accordingly, and you should be totally fine.
Nice, nice, nice. Um, what are some hacks you could share with us? How to speed up this process? Any little decorating hacks you could share with us?
Or I would definitely say hacks would be making sure that you have the right color, making sure that you choose your colors beforehand because it would help you eliminate the process of I don't know what color to get because I think when you walk into our stores, you see that variety of colors and people usually go crazy, which is a good thing for us because it means that we've captured the eye of our potential clients.
Definitely.
So we also have tools that assist with this. We have color to go samples as well as we have our color virtualizer app that you could
Mm.
see all our colors and you could decide before you even come into our store what exact color you want. It goes a bit more dynamic as you could literally use your mobile device or an iPad or a tablet and you would be able to shoot a picture on the wall and you could place any one of our colors on the wall to see how well it looks or how good it matches up or if you think you may like this color on that area per se. So
What?
we could utilize that, the color to go samples as well. So you could just use it as tester colors, see exactly what it would look like on the wall as opposed to, an image and we use the software.
Oh, I like that. I like that. So you just that is available on your website?
That is available on the Apple Play Store or the Google Store.
Okay.
So we definitely allow our clients and as well as the more tech savvy people such as the architects to delve into that app with full effect and utilize it as such.
I like that. I like that a lot. When you're choosing a color, like what advice you would give to someone? You're choosing a you want to choose a color for your nursery. Should you take your inspiration from, say, for instance, I want to have blue sheets? Should I take my inspiration from that? Like, where would you advise if somebody just don't know where to begin? How to even begin to choose a color? What should they use as a guide to choosing that color?
Definitely, I would start off with colors that has low reflective value, low light reflective value, because you don't want that glare and that bounce back from the light. It's usually very irritating for toddlers and newborn babies. It tends to make them, get irritated, cry, and make life a bit difficult for the parents, especially when they won't necessarily think that may be a reason. And then obviously you have to ask them, so what colors do you have in mind thus far?
Mm-hmm.
So they would come in and say, well, I have light blue curtains or I have very bright curtains. And then we just look for coordinating colors in and around that area to recommend because that's all we could really do, recommend, even though
Yes.
we have a paint specialist, a color consultant. We always recommend that feature as well.
Yes.
Yes,
But that's great. So you have qualified assistants who can walk you through the process if you absolutely don't know what you're
most
doing.
definitely.
That's really, really
Most
good.
definitely.
Do you have a,
We
a
offer the full package.
yeah? Do you have do you have an inspiration guide in store? I mean, I know you have Pinterest and you have the app, but is there anything in store?
Yes, we do. We have a lot of booklets, not only for nurseries, we have for offices, we have for interior, exterior, just so that you could see how different colors match up with different surfaces, different
Mm,
shapes of homes, different areas, different lighting. So it goes from kitchens to nurseries to offices, living room areas, exterior, so it would show you how 4 or 5 colors match up: the trim, the main color, the pillars.
Right.
So we definitely have thought about the full scope and the full range of things at Sherwin.
Definitely. Definitely. You'll have thought about everything. Um, so just to recap, make sure you get a low VOC, you said, paint.
Yeah, low to zero VOC, but we would
Right.
most definitely recommend Super Paint air purifying interior.
Nice, because you don't want any toxic fumes to influence for your baby. You want to bring your baby into a
Yes,
nice, safe environment. You want to choose a color that is neutral, pastel.
pastel with
Yes,
a bright or saturated accent wall, just for that extra stimulation.
right. Nothing too overwhelming. Um,
Nothing too overwhelming.
you don't want anything that's reflective because it could irritate the baby.
Yes, you want a low reflective value, which would be anywhere between 0 to 60.
Right. And you definitely want to utilize the technology that Sherwin Williams has. You want to go on Pinterest. You want to download the app. Remind me the name of
Yes,
the app.
it's called a snap virtualizer
Right. So
or
you
visualize. Yes,
right. So you definitely want
visualizer.
to you want to download the app. You want to go on Pinterest. You want to check their social media pages for
Yes.
inspiration. Or you can go in store because you have able, ready assistants willing to help you.
Correct, as well as you could get the color to go samples. You could choose 3 colors and you could walk away with a quart, and you could go home and test that color and see which one
Nice.
best suits your liking.
Nice. And where you're located, just remind us of your locations in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, so we have not a few, a lot of locations in Trinidad and Tobago. So we'll start from the south side. We have Roselac, we have my brand San Fernando, we have Marabella, we have Point Lisas in the industrial estate, we have Chagonas, we have San Juan El Sicuro, and then when we reach that, we could go either left or right, west or east of the country. So we'll go with the west. We have Tragrick Road, or Woodbrook as they call it. They have Maraval, Mukarapo Road / St. James branch, my former branch, and we have Digger Martin. Now we're
Mm.
heading back up to the east side. We have Tacarigua, we have Arima, and we have Sangre Grande. And I'm not going to forget our sister isle. We have one in Bonacord, Tobago as well.
Excellent, excellent. So, Nikolai, what are some of the common mistakes that you see people making when it comes to, painting up their rooms? I mean, I know we're talking about nurseries, but I'm sure there are common mistakes that you see all the time with people who think they know how to do these things.
Oh, most definitely. I think the world has changed now, and we're more in a do-it-yourself type of mentality. And we all know the school of YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. So most people would come to us and be like, well, I made a mess, my floor has paint. They have gotten paint on their ceiling. It's two totally different colors. And it all leads back down to preparation, getting the right tools. So you definitely want to get that painter's tape to mark off your area, get the drop cloths to place on the floor. And in case of a minor spill, you have that scraper, so you could scrape off the paint that falls on the floor. You get your edging brushes so that you could cut the walls, the accent walls, the area between the ceiling and where the wall joins effectively and efficiently. So I would definitely say preparation is the key to success. Definitely the key to success, and eliminating any mistakes or mishaps that could happen on your do-it-yourself project. And if you are not a do-it-yourself kind of person, you have your contractors that would be a bit more versed and a bit more careful and detailed in what they do. But
Yeah.
anytime you're ready to do it yourself, we have the tools at our branch.
And so post your painting and all that, how do you then what do you do with your brushes? Because that's something I usually sometimes I just leave it out and then it becomes really hard and I can't use it ever again. So is there a particular
Oh,
treatment you need to do post painting?
yes, definitely. Just like preparation, the cleanup is most important because you want that longevity from your paintbrush and we sell premium products. So both paint and paint supplies are premium. So, for example, if you're painting with a putty brush, you definitely want to take care of that. You just rinse it with some warm water and soap for
Okay.
latex water-based paints. And if it's oil-based, you definitely don't want that brush or that roller getting stiff on you. You make sure you use your correct thinners, which we supply, and you make sure that it's all clean and ready to go for next use.
Any last words, Nikolai, that you want to share with our expectant moms, excited parents?
I would say when it comes to getting that nice nursery room setup, it may sound a bit hectic because you're also studying the externals other than paint, like where we're gonna make the baby sleep. So you're gonna be studying food, pampers, stuff like that. But when it comes to the nice comfort space that you're gonna want to put that child in, Sherwin Williams is definitely the place to come to. We have a lot of stores, and at each and every one of our stores, we have enough staff to make you feel comfortable, take the time to walk through all the processes with you, and to make sure that you get the perfect result that you're looking for. So we will be that helping hand, that helping tool in that area to take that stress away of that preparation for a child's room.
Nice. Well, if you are an expectant mother and you're setting up a nursery, you want to set up a nursery, I do hope you got some really helpful tips from us today. From Nikolai, I hope you visit Sherwin Williams and have fun setting up that nursery. So
Most definitely.
thank you, Nikolai, for coming on and sharing your wisdom with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Laura. Thanks for
Okay.
having me.
Well, guys, you've been listening to the Caribbean Moms podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. This episode is brought to you by Sherwin Williams. Find everything you need for your next DIY paint project with Sherwin Williams Paints and Stains, high quality supplies in one of our 14 paint stores throughout Trinidad and Tobago.